Guys, let's talk about failure and why failure has to be part of your program. A lot of people can kind of skirt this kind of this feeling, this emotion, because they've suffered a lot. They've suffered a lot with injury, they've setback, they've had a lot of inconsistencies. And so what they do is they play it very, very safe, and to the point where they are just they're training it in this kind of zone 2 kind of mindset, physical state where you're just keeping everything easy. You're working to certain frameworks, time frames, where literally you're just able to kind of tolerate your ability to walk a distance, run a distance, ride a distance before your body breaks down. We've got to flip this narrative. When it comes to this environment where you're starting to rebuild your body, failure is everything. We want to be building a program around your ability to lean into failure, finding that threshold, that level of tolerance in your muscle tissue, that point where you're starting to lose form. You can no longer find hip extension in a certain movement. You're unable to kind of keep that relative symmetry when you're squatting, when you're deadlifting, whatever you're doing. That is the good stuff. That's the good point. That's telling us that you are then in that kind of grey area where you're literally then forcing adaptation, growth in your body. How we flirt with it, how we work with it, obviously that's going to be down to that individual's training experience, their training tolerance, their injury history. But as a coach, when you're kind of building out someone's program, you're looking to build confidence. You're looking to kind of build some momentum, build that, sort of feed that motivation. The motivation piece is going to come from seeing your progress. You've got to start to see that you can tolerate more reps, more distance, more speed in the body. We're not going to have that if we don't push the body in these kind of controlled environments. Totally understand when you are out on the run and you're kind of struggling, you feel like you can't get beyond a certain distance, a certain time frame, a certain speed. Totally understand, but that failure, you're looking in the wrong place. A lot of the time you're still going around the circles, just thinking about your sport. Taking your training in and into a different environment, this type of environment, at home, whatever you're doing, where you can really start to explore this failure elsewhere in a different way. We're trying to create this progressive overload in your body. That progressive overload is going to be, you're going to know when you're starting to progress beyond moving into overload, because you're going to start to lose that technique. You're going to start to fail reps. Your program should always have some level of failure, because it's showing you that you are moving in the right direction. How much failure and to what degree, obviously that's going to be based upon you, the environments, but following a logical program that is built around you, that is really understanding your strengths and weaknesses, that is actually dialing in on those areas of weakness to a certain extent, that is then allowing you to grow within those, and actually to see progress and see improvements in strength, in conditioning, in baseline endurance, in being able to hold your form in your run on the bike, in the water. Failure has to be embraced, guys. We can't, but a lot of people are very, very scared to do so, because potentially they're only thinking about it in one environment, out on the trail, on the bike, in the water, whatever your environment is, your favorite environment. You've got to take that mindset and bring it into a space where actually you can control all the variables. This is what an S&C, a great S&C training coach should be doing for you. This is what an individualized running program should be doing for you. You should be exploring those thresholds, those tolerances. Right, you're struggling to get beyond that point. Why? It's nothing to do with your running. It's coming back to your chassis, to what you're working with. Maybe it's your nutrition. Maybe it's your blood work. Maybe it's other areas of your training that you just simply have never, ever been challenged on, questioned on, educated on. Failure is a massive part of a great program, and you should be consistently seeing areas of failure within your training program, because that's the good stuff. That's telling you, right, that's an area that I need to be working on. It's just whether you're following a program that's going to allow you to focus on those key areas. That is what we do at SFE. We all identify what that person you need, more so than anything, to be focusing on to get back to where it's back to level of health, but then also to push on into higher levels of performance.